Hey, what's going on, everybody? Michael here. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about what words to use and what words may not be the best to use when talking about your experience with the sacred plant medicine ayahuasca. So a lot of times in the integration that I work with people, the concept of how to talk about this with family or friends or other people in the world comes up. Because a lot of times we want to express ourselves. We want to talk about something that possibly could have changed our life in a very short amount of period of time. Just like when we go on an amazing vacation, right? A lot of people like to come home and they like to talk about it, or they like to talk about the gifts they got at Christmas time, or they like to talk about the experiences that they have in life. But when it comes to something like ayahuasca, something that can change our life so much in such a short amount of period of time, there comes a period of time for integration and actually processing. And if we go sharing an experience right away with people that may not be receptive to it, they may not be giving to the ideas that you are bringing forth, it can really damage our own integration process, because then it puts feelings inside of us. And I've seen it time and time again, and I had this in my own life in the very beginning. And once again, I made a video prior to this, actually how to speak to your family about it. But in this video, it's actually the words that I want to talk about, the specific words that we can use, the terminology, how to present this to a Western-minded person that may be trapped in a paradigm a little kind of more closed off than yours may be. So the first thing is the word psychedelic. Ayahuasca, also known as yahe, is a sacred medicine. It is a medicine for the modern times for the human being. Ayahuasca is making its way out into the world because the world needs it. The world needs an opening of the heart, a connection to Mother Earth, a connection to each other, and a connection to ourselves. And the plant medicine ayahuasca is a diagnosis tool that we plug into and we download into, and we receive higher consciousness guidance on where to take our life that is not only going to benefit ourselves, but everyone else around us. So when we talk to other people about this, using the word psychedelic most of the time will throw people the wrong way. Because remember, we're not only changing our life and integrating an experience, but we are now an ambassador of a higher loving consciousness, of something that we experienced. And if we ever one day want to share our experience with people, to possibly maybe show someone like here, I have something that may help you in my life, it's very important that we plant the right understanding with them in the beginning when we want to talk about this. So if people think that you went off and just had a psychedelic experience because of the referencing that psychedelic brings, because all the negative connotations that come along with the word, it's not necessarily it is or it isn't, but it's just how people perceive, and perception means a lot. So what we can do is we can change our wording. That way, no matter what someone's perception is on this particular subject, that they are going to be able to understand it, and they aren't going to be able to put any armor on to build walls up around this particular subject. So what I found worked in my own life, and I have a sister that is a doctor, and when I first started talking about this medicine to her, she wanted absolutely nothing to do with it because of the terminology I was using. And also some other doctors that I've talked to about it, it's because of the wording I was using. But then I started to understand my own process and really what it was that was happening when I was going and experiencing this medicine. And then I realized that for people, you can come to them and you can just simply say, I took a medicine that helped me understand myself, or understand this, or understand that. And when people start to hear something on such a non-linear thing, there's nothing for them to really go against, because it fits into any paradigm, right? these words, there's no red flags that can go off in people's psyches when we use this word. And along with it comes respect from them. Because if we use the wrong words and people don't understand what we're talking about, automatically they lose respect for it. And to me, it doesn't feel good when someone has a negative feeling towards something that I have personally experienced, changed my life so much. And now I'm dedicating my life to working with people in this way. And not to mention, I've also seen it change so many other people's lives. So I always want people to have respect and openness towards this sacred medicine. So this is why I'm making this video, because I've seen it a lot, and I've been working in this area for a few years now. And like I said, I work with a lot of people on integrating their ayahuasca experience into their life, and a huge part of it is because they're feeling they struggle at times because of the people closest to them in their life. They are feeling resistance from. And it doesn't feel good, because when you leave your experience, sometimes you're very open. You feel a little vulnerable. It's almost kind of like you're a newborn baby. You're integrating something very profound into your life. A lot of love and openness can enter our hearts. So then we have somebody that just really can kind of compel us with resistance a little bit. It doesn't feel good. So if we present ourselves in a particular way right off the bat, we can stop all of that from happening. And not only is it good for ourselves, but it's better for them too, because they're not going to be putting out any resistance. So remember, what is ayahuasca? It is 2 plants mixed together to form a medicine for the human being, served by an indigenous doctor. Served by an indigenous ayahuasca doctor, trained in the medicine of ayahuasca. You can't really find anything in that doesn't. Now, they still might put up a little resistance because of the word you're using. And there's been times that I don't even use the word when I'm talking about it, depending on who I'm talking to. Remember, the awareness that we have prior to the conversation about the audience that we're speaking about is extremely important. It is not our job to go talk so much about this, but we know when people come into our lives that we could talk about it, then it's like an open door. So sometimes I don't even use the word ayahuasca until maybe they might ask more questions or they want to talk to me about it again. I simply say it's a medicine that helps you do this. A natural medicine from the Amazon, 2 plants mixed together to create this medicine. 100% organic, 100% natural, created to help this, and this is what it did for me. It helped me find love in my life, and it helped me find worth, and it helped me find power in myself to bring truth into my life, to let go a lot of the harmful, self-destructive behaviors in my life. It also opened me up to my own talents. It brought forth into me promise and happiness. And I found truly what I enjoy and what gives me energy. And it completely changed my life. It wasn't overnight. It took a lot of work on my part. But the guidance from ayahuasca and the opening and the cleaning that the medicine gives you. And also remember, the medicine also does amazing cleaning for the physical body. So there's many different layers to how ayahuasca works. But when we talk about it, simplify it for your audience and make it short and simple, right? We don't have to get into the details of your ayahuasca experience. The details are for you. What you went through in the retreat, in the ceremony, that's for you. But how it transformed your life, that could be for anyone. Now, if you have people in your life that understand you, that you may have had the experience with, or someone very open in your life and loving, and remember, awareness on who we're talking about here, okay? Then you can talk about anything that you want, all the experiences, everything you went through, because hey, part of integrating is talking about it, okay? But when it's to people that may not understand have the awareness on what to say and think about what you want to say first, because it's not only going to benefit you, it's going to benefit others. It's going to benefit also the awakening that's happening with this beautiful plant medicine, because this plant medicine is growing all over the world. And we have to remember, when we feel appreciative for it, it's very important that we keep the essence intact, that we keep it real for the proper meaning of what the medicine is. And there's a lot of it going on out there that personally I want nothing to be a part of. So I always make sure that I really keep myself intact with the essence of really what it is for me. And when I talk about it with respect and love and care, not only for the medicine, but for myself and for the people that I'm talking to. And this has helped me in my integration process. And here's a story for you, and then I'm going to say goodbye. When I first started talking about this medicine, I was like, my world was being reconstructed, right? I wanted everybody to know about it. Oh my gosh, but I wasn't grounded in my own self. I wasn't grounded in really who and what I was yet. So my words were very distracted and empty, and a lot of people were giving me resistance. They'd hear me use terminology and words. They would go on Google and look it up. The first Google page they would find, they would bring stuff back to me like, oh my gosh, do you know about this? Of Google, somebody, And then I realized, wow, I need to stop talking about this. I need to just figure it out myself and allow myself to change. And I went a really long time, didn't mention it, didn't even really talk that I was doing it anymore. I continued to work with the medicine, and all of a sudden, I was able to talk to people about it. And even the people that were abrasive towards me in the beginning, they started to be open to it because they saw what was happening in my life, the people in my life around me, and then something beautiful happened. My father drank the medicine, my sister, my aunt, my cousin, my sister, other sister, my mother-in-law, my wife. And this is amazing, right? Because the people around me were finding healing. And then I started to be like, wow, it's not really about what we say at all. It's truly about our life. So our life, make sure that, we are grounded in our experience, because the groundedness and the experience is going to fill the words. And the words don't really matter. It's about filling them. So if you find someone that you know that the medicine could be good for, speak with your heart and from your experience, and you keep it simple for them, and use awareness with who you're talking to. And these are the things that I have found in my journey that have helped me and helped others. And I'm speaking to you through this camera, and I hope you find benefit in it as well and value. So my family, please check out my newsletter. I'm going to be sending out weekly content like this on ayahuasca integration and other life transformational support. Be well. I love you, and have a great day.